And God was pleased with that. Why did God take him? So you would know today that that pleases him, that you stand against this filth of the end times that Satan is about to propagate upon this world. Those four are going to be loosed. And four simply means what? It's earth. It simply means from the four corners of the earth, they're going to come. And we know approximately how many there are. Revelation 11 says there's 7,000 of them, but they're supernatural. So you got to be real careful. So here we see that at the sixth trump, the sixth angel, and it doesn't mention sounding, is the one that releases them. Now let's talk about how they're released. I want to go to the Old Testament. I always like to work in a little bit of both to show and prove that God's word, whether it is old or new, nothing is new under the sun to our Father, and that's the way it is. Book of Isaiah, turn there with me. Go to chapter 13. Chapter 13, verse 1, I will begin reading. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. And of course, the king of Babylon is who you're on guard against in these end times. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, that's testify. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. 3, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. What is his highness? His elect, the ones that he will utilize to accomplish his work here on earth as a part, that is. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, the tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. This is the sixth trump. So what it's talking about, when they're loosed, when they're turned loose, they come from a far country and from the end of heaven. Underline that. From the end of heaven. It didn't say from Jamaica, or it didn't say Ireland, or it didn't say the good old US of A. They come from heaven. Even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. What land? Babylon. What's Babylon? Confusion. False teachings. Babel. Trash. Things ungodly, lasciviousness, and so forth. On and on the list goes. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. That's the day of vengeance we were talking about. Wanted to work this in so that you weave together the events that consummate the end of this age. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. Going to be a little scary if you don't know who your father is. Be sure in being the commander-in-chief's army, that's God's, okay? Or you've got a reason to feel faint. And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall gleam as flames, or gleam as the point of a weapon. What does it mean as a woman in travail? It means it's going to be like a lot like a woman giving birth, and it is speaking of the birth of a new age. You can ask women in here that are mothers, and they will tell you about how those pains come closer and closer as you near the birth. Well, so it is when you see this world and its corruption and pain. As they come closer and closer, the prophecies fitting closer and closer, until it is one eruption of time and of people and of evilness, until Satan himself stands on Mount Zion as the false Messiah, meaning Jesus, trying to be Jesus. He'll never make it, all right? But he will in the minds of a lot of people. Verse 9, listen carefully. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel. I would rather translate this stern. Stern both with wrath and furious anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Sinners are what? To transgress against God's command is sin. It's not some little thing you might do that you fall short on. To sin is to transgress against the law of God. And these people are experts at it. Very much an expert at it. Verse 10, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened, and in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. What this is saying, at that time when Christ returns, the true Christ, the brightness, the joy, the light, inasmuch as he is our light. And don't think so much of light from candle power now. Think of love, brightness. His coming is so great that you won't even notice the sun or the moon or the stars or anything else. I'll give you a good clue, even the constellations. I'll give you a good clue why you won't notice, because he comes at the seventh trump and you are instantly changed out of that body into a spiritual body that is heaven in itself. No pain. Like when you stand right now in these flesh bodies, you have, like someone like myself, you have 140 pounds between your foot bones and the bottom of your shoes. Maybe we better make it 250, all right? Let's be honest in as much as we're dealing with God's Word. But that's